Good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone in the sanctuary. I want to invite you to take a seat. It's very exciting to see each other, and Shabbat Shalom as well to everybody who's joining us from home on our live stream. Rabbi Sam is on vacation this week, so you'll have to just put up with me and Bob for this service. And we're going to begin on page 142 of your prayer book, page 142, or page 42 of your virtual prayer book with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem l'shalom, malachei HaShalom, malachei Elyon, mi melech, malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn now to page 120 for our Shabbat candle lighting, or page 20 if you're in the virtual prayer book. And I would like to invite up Alan and Eileen Miller, I got it, to lead us in the candle lighting.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Share.
Kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Good Shabbos.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. As we begin this evening's service, I want to take a moment to reflect on light. Light that now sits atop our Shabbat candles and shines our way into this day of rest. Light that lengthens our days and points us towards summer. Light that gives us hope that better and brighter days lie ahead. I'll begin with a poem by the young poet Alyssa Underwood, titled Drakensberg Sonnet. We're forced, each man, to walk a trialed path, resisted trek, uphill through blinding days that shrouds with crucibles perplexing haze, till fog-white skies yield quick to black clouds' wrath. Affliction brims a thorny pack to bear, whilst dewy darkness drenches in the night. But where is calming lamp to lend us light? And who will come to give us saving care? Here, through veil, is heard a whisper certain. Then o'er the mountain creeps the dawning day, and with clear eyes we see the broom give way, as God retracts his theater's curtain, unsheathing velvet waves, whose morning sheen beyond gray mist splays vast and wondrous green. We'll continue now with Or Zarua on page 132, or page 32 of the virtual prayer book. It's on the bottom, the last paragraph on 132. and is translated, light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. O you righteous, rejoice in Adonai and acclaim God's holy name. We're going to be doing a new version of Or Zarua this evening by Rick Recht. We welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi on page 138.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat
ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We turn to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei rabba, Belma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayeichon uv'yomeichon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, bagala, uv'yizman kariv, ve'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevorach, le'alam u'l'almei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yithadar v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dechucha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran belma, ve'imeru amen. We rise for the Baruch Hu on page 146.
La la la
with the song God of Creation. And I owe you all an apology because I left the song sheets in the office. But we've done the song a few times, so hopefully you might remember a little bit of it. And some of the words can be found on page 148 in the prayer Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhma poteach sharim. Who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun. You unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhma poteach sharim. Baruch atah page 151, or page 51 if you're in the virtual prayer book. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'oda uvekumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Page 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, o seifele, nora tehilot, o seifele, malchutecha ra'u v'necha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeili, anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki yifadar Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We pray for God's loving protection during the night as we join in Hashkivenu on page 160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, lehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, lehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitzenu, u'ha'oenu, lechaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, lehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, lehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. And we give thanks for the gift of Shabbat as we join in Vishamru on page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We rise for the tefillah on page 164, or page 64 if you're in the virtual prayer book. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasevot ve'imachot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה ברוך אתה אדוני Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. We continue on page 172 at the bottom of the page. Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu ritzei ritzei v'imnuchateinu kadshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha sab'einu mituvecha v'samcheinu b'shuatecha v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet. Yalai, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Yalai, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Yalai, la la la, la la la, la. V'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet. V'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet. V'chanchileinu Adonai Eloheinu באהבה וברצון שבת חודשך וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש Shabbat. Page 175. You are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה אדוני אלוהינו, שאתה לעולם ועד. מודים אנחנו לך, צור חיינו מגן ישענו, צור חיינו מגן ישענו, אתה לדור ודור, לדור ודור. מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה אדוני אלוהינו, שאתה אלוהי מותנו לעולם We read together on page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom. We think now of those in our congregational family who are in need of healing of mind, body, and spirit. We think of those who are ill with COVID-19, their families, and caregivers. We pray for healing for all who are in need as we join together in the Mishaberach. The Mishaberach this evening is on the missing song sheet, but it's a song that many of you know, and I hope you will join with me. Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer. Your healing, bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avoteinu, mi sheberach imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Hear We pause now for a moment of silent prayer. You can find the next prayer on page 145. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my days be as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Lamdeni Elohai, Parei vehit palel, Lamed et tzivtotai, bracha v'shir halel, Lamdeni Elohai, Barech v'hitpalel, Lamed et tzivtotai, bracha v'shir halel. A few Sundays ago, our family trekked out to Powell, a little over 20 minutes from where we live, for my older son's third soccer game of the week. It was a beautiful day, and as the game began, both teams were relaxed. Our team scored a goal early on, and after a tough game the day before against older and bigger kids, our kids were happy. They finished up the first half with a 2-1 lead. As the second half began, the other team scored 2 goals in fairly quick succession. And suddenly, the kids are playing full throttle, sprinting around the grass, fighting to get the ball, going all out. Our team scored a third goal to tie the game. Nobody won. But the kids were absolutely thrilled with the tied score. That third goal really counted for a lot. As we sit on the sidelines of the games these days, we've started to set a timer for our younger son So when he continually asks how much time is left in the game, we know the answer. The concrete answer, 27 minutes, is okay with him, even though he might not have a sense of exactly how long that is. But I don't know, as you might imagine, is not satisfying at all. Counting down the minutes of the game helps him feel like he has an understanding of the situation and how to survive all that waiting around. Not counting the minutes makes him feel like he doesn't know when it will ever end. As human beings and as Jews, we are obsessed with counting. We count years and months and weeks and days, birthdays, anniversaries, yahrzeits. We count on each other. We don't count our chickens before they hatch. We like to be counted in and counted on. We count our blessings. And as Jews at this time of year, between Passover and Shavuot, we count the Omer. The Omer has come to refer to the period of time in between Passover and Shavuot, which totals 50 days. In biblical times, an offering was brought to the temple in Jerusalem on the second day of Passover that consisted of a measurement of barley that was called an Omer. Starting that day, we are commanded to count 49 days until another offering, this one an offering of wheat, was brought to the temple on Shavuot. We read of this commandment in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 15 and 16. From the day following the Passover holiday, when you brought the Omer as a wave offering, you shall count 7 complete weeks until the day after the 7th week. There shall be a total of 50 days. Then, on the 50th day, you shall present an offering of new grain to Adonai. In ancient times, there was an important practical reason to count the days between Passover and Shavuot. They needed to know when to begin the wheat harvest. But the days of the counting of the Omer also have important spiritual significance in our early history. On Passover, we celebrate our physical freedom from slavery. On Shavuot, we celebrate our spiritual growth as a people when the Torah was revealed to us at Mount Sinai. After the invention of the calendar, we no longer had a need to continue to count the Omer for any practical reason. But the practice continued because of the opportunity for spiritual growth attached to it. It is an opportunity each year to move from appreciation for our physical freedom, which we celebrate at Passover, towards a more holistic freedom from spiritual enslavement. To quote an article by Leslie Koppelman Ross, true freedom is knowing what you want to do, what you truly want being what is good for the body and soul, and having the discipline to achieve it, which means being able to control the natural desire for immediate gratification that can distract you. At the beginning of this year, 20 Temple members gathered to embark on a journey with me, a class called the Gift of Awareness. This class was held weekly over a 3-month period and covered a variety of Jewish mindfulness topics and practices. At the end of the class, members expressed that the study and practice they had done had begun to change their lives for the better. The time we had spent in community, even a Zoom community, had been an unexpected gift that came along with this study, deepening our relationships with each other, as well as our knowledge of our own inner workings, consciousness of the way we interact with the world, and our connection to Jewish themes. The time we spent together working on our individual spiritual lives brought us closer to that sense of freedom we seek at this time of year in the Jewish calendar. Judaism has a history of contemplative tradition and mindfulness practice that spans centuries. Through mindfulness practice, we become aware of the present moment, allowing other distractions and stresses to fade into the background. Through practice, we can begin to devote our true attention to what is happening right now, rather than allow the moment to be corrupted by our judgments, our stress, our history, or our personal narrative. Through practice, we begin to understand better what is important and needs our attention, and what is just background noise. Through practice, we can begin to truly make our interactions count and our days count. In the coming month of May, I invite all of you to join me in Jewish mindfulness practice as we hold the first session of our new monthly Jewish mindfulness program, The Gift of Mindfulness. Mindfulness practice can take on many forms, but the most common and recognizable is probably meditation. There are different kinds of meditation too. Some help us clear our minds, some help us concentrate, some address our emotions or open our minds to greater awareness. Mindfulness practice can have many other forms in daily life as well, including walking, eating or drinking, listening to other people, or any mundane daily task you might already perform. In our class, we will also study Jewish texts that teach about our inner spiritual lives. No experience whatsoever is needed to join, and each class will stand alone, meaning there's no need to commit. It is my hope that you will join me to learn about how Jewish mindfulness practice can enrich your spiritual life. Counting is an action that can have all sorts of effects on the psyche. As we watch a countdown clock on New Year's Eve or at the end of a game, we might have a heightened sense of excitement or anticipation. As we count our resources, our money, or our supplies, we may feel a sense of anxiety or maybe of relief. As we count our blessings, we feel a sense of satisfaction or happiness or gratitude. Nothing has changed in reality, whether we count these things or not. The game is not longer or shorter. Our bank account is not lessened. Our blessings are not non-existent. But the act of counting brings these things into focus and creates a context in which we exist. Without counting, we may feel at sea or adrift. But when we count time and things and people, we have a sense of where we fit in. As we count the Omer, we count the days until our people's spiritual awakening at Mount Sinai. We repeat each year the journey from our physical liberation from Egypt, marching through the wilderness, away from that land of slavery towards a new life of freedom. I invite you tonight to join with me as we fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer, which can be found in your prayer book on page 570, or if you're in the virtual prayer book, on page 278. Hinani muchan umzuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat haomer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom arba'im u'shloshim yom, shehem arba'a shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is the 34th day, which is 4 weeks and 3 days of the Omer. The next song is also on your missing song sheet. It did occur to me that everybody at home has the song sheet because it's at the top of the live stream page, and the people here are the only people who don't have it. This is a song called Number Our Days by Wally Shackett Briskin. us to number our days. Teach us to number our days. Let us live each moment to sing your praise as you teach us to number our days. The number of our years may be many or few. We toil through our lives, then are swept away by you. We're renewed like the grass and fade like the dew. So teach us to number our days. Teach us to number our days. Teach us to number our days. Let us live each moment. Let us live each moment to sing your praise, to sing your praise as you teach us to number our days. Give us the strength to seize each day, to fully live each moment as we journey where we may. For soon life is ended and we fly away. So teach us to number our days. Teach us to number our days. Teach us to number our days. Let us live each moment to sing your praise as you teach us to number our days. During this season of the counting of the Omer, may we each learn to number our days and to truly make each one count. Here at the temple, we have a number of programs coming up that will help you make each day count. Let me dig them out of my folder so I can tell you about them. I can see them. Next Friday evening, of course, we will join back here for Shabbat services, where I will be officiating. Also, and importantly, next Saturday morning, we are holding a Shabbat morning service, which is for vaccinated people only. We would like to do this to allow our most vulnerable members to come to the temple with peace of mind that everybody around them is vaccinated. So that's going to be Saturday, May 8th at 10:30 a.m. And you must be 2 weeks post your second vaccination and bring your vaccination cards. They will be checked at the door. So I hope many of you will join us and create a safe community for those of us who are most vulnerable. Confirmation is coming up. Will be held on May 16th at 7 p.m. That's Erev Shavuot here at the temple. And we wish a warm mazel tov to Esther Goldstein, Noah Hamilton, Zach Kalnez, Jude Lingen, and Marnie Nussbaum, who will be celebrating their confirmation. Everyone is invited to join. A couple of important save the dates for later in this month and next. Wednesday, May 26th, 7 p.m. is going to be our first Gift of Mindfulness meeting. Hope you'll join me. And The following Shabbat, which is Saturday, June 5th, save the date for Shabbat morning yoga with me and Amy Saltstein. That's right at the beginning of June, so I want to make sure people mark their calendars before that bulletin gets to you. So that's going to be Saturday morning, June 5th, here at the temple or on Zoom, 10:30 a.m. For those of you who order mitzvah meals, if you do not receive a form from the temple by Monday, please visit our website or call the temple office. We have been experiencing issues with Buckeye Express, so please check the website or call us if you don't have your form, because you should have it. Our Kiddush this evening is in loving memory of wife, mother, and grandmother Sherry Wilk, and is being sponsored by the Wilk families. And our lovely flowers on the bima are from the Green, Kilcourse, and Tushman families in memory of all of their loved ones. We turn now in our prayer books to page 586, page 586 at the bottom, or page 300 of the virtual prayer book, and rise for the Aleinu.
Take gedula yotzer bereshit shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot v'lo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama shelo samchakenu kahem v'goralenu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those who brought light to our days, who really made our days count. Though they are no longer with us, their light continues to shine in our hearts. This Shabbat, we think especially of Adele Himmler and Eileen Violet Pelletier, who were taken from us in recent days or weeks. We also think of those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of death, falls on this Shabbat: Dr. Edward Binzer, Madeline C. Brown, Ben Cannon, Marion Wasserstrom Davis, David A. Edelman, Marilyn G. Eisler, Elberna Bernie Epstein, Lillian W. Feinberg, Dr. Philip Pidgey Goldstein, Sam L. Goodman, Nancy Greenspoon, Anna M. Gross, Rachel Isaacson, Michael Katz, Harmon L. Kaiden, Samuel Clivens, Sue Kreinberg, Harry Levison, Louis Little, Abraham L. Myers, Louis Michael, Robert Nassauer, Esther H. Powder, Phyllis Rubin, Francis Rubin, Ida Saykols, Claire Patricia Schaefer, Alvin D. Schneider, Stephanie Silverman, Michael Van Dam, Janet Weinman, and Sherry Wilk. We turn to page 598, or in the virtual prayer book to page 312, and we rise as one community to recite the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei al-maya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, Amen. Please be seated. We're going to end this evening as we started, back on page 132 with Or Zarua, as we hope that we will continue to feel more light and bring more light into our world. Shabbat Shalom. We will join together in Kiddush. If you would like to follow along in your prayer book, you can find it on page 123 or page 23 of the virtual prayer book. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lama'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah and we will join together in the Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.